What's up, fellas? It's time to wake up and get our freaking minds right.
Yeah.
It's Wake Up Mintzy, presented by the fine folks of Dude Wipes. You can find them all over America: Target, Walmart, online, retail stores. My dad even found them in Monroe, Louisiana, the other day. And we're also sponsored by our good friends at Stella Blue Coffee, sponsor of the Chicago Cubs and Wake Up Mintzy, two of the longest standing institutions in America. Joined in studio by old friend of mine. It's super awesome having him up here. T-Bob Hebert of ESPN Baton Rouge, up here in Chicago this week. T-Bob, what's up, man? Cheers.
Yeah,
Happy to have you there.
dude, cheers. The Stella Blue is delicious.
Oh, yeah.
It's making me have to shit. I think that.
Well, hey, guess what? I got you covered on that too.
So I was gonna say I've never actually used Dude Wipes. So right when I get out of here, I'm gonna put it to the test. I'll have some thoughts a bit in an hour or two.
Well, you're never going to want to use dry, scratchy toilet paper again. One use of Dude Wipes will change your life.
Fuck yeah, dude.
For the better. All right, bunch of stuff to get into today. T-Bob's our guest. You can follow him on Twitter at Tbob53. He's friends with a lot of the Barstool guys. He's going to be around the office the next few hours. We're happy to have him up here in Chicago. I mean, we'll just go ahead and start this. You're wearing your Cubs jersey. You went to Wrigley for the
dude. You ever seen What About Bob with Bill Murray?
I have.
So, he's like, don't hassle me. I'm local. That's how I feel now. I went to a Cubs game. I got the jersey. I saw a walk-off win, dude. It was so, first off, I've never been to Chicago at all, right? And I'm like a big fan of history and everything. And like, I consider New Orleans to be one of the great American cities, right? Like New York. I don't like LA, but I think LA would probably fall in that. Maybe like you said, and Chicago's all like it's right there as one of the great kind of institutes that I've never been here before. And it is fucking beautiful, man. It is so nice. And Wrigley, I grew up a massive Braves fan and I ended up falling off I ended up falling off in high school. But like, I don't know, man. I definitely got sucked into a little bit of that Wrigley magic last night. Like, all of a sudden I'm in a neighborhood, it feels like, and then there's a stadium pops up out of nowhere. And it was like cheap, but like great seats, super great vibe after the game. And because it was like a badass walk-off win. The bars were great. It was just and I went solo. I just wanted to go like, I mean, I know you can appreciate this.
Oh, yeah. Solo journeys are fun.
That's what I'm saying, right? I just wanted to go and kind of see where the universe was going to take me. How about this? I get in the stadium, I sit down, and this dude's like, T-Bob? I'm like, what the fuck? He's an LSU grad from 2000. Shout out my guy Josh, randomly here in Wrigley Field. And so we ended up chilling a little bit, and it was wild. So whatever. It's a great game, but the Cubs go down 2-1.
Okay.
They scratch one across in the eighth. Bottom of the ninth, it's 2-2. Rain and lightning is starting to crank up. So everybody's like, oh my God, are we about to get delayed? Bam. Fucking walk off in the rain. Everybody goes crazy.
Oh, that had to be nuts.
Go Cubs, go, dude. It was like legitimately one of the best memories of my entire life.
Hell yeah, dude.
It was
first time to Wrigley, Cubs winning a walk-off.
I know, like I kind of feel like I'm a Cubs fan now. And you appreciate this. I've been watching so much college baseball.
Yeah.
And I love college baseball. Shout out LSU, found a way to get it done last night. Looked a little sketchy. There, it's been sketchy.
Yeah, I think they're making a run though.
About to fuck up Ole Miss here in a week. But
very possible.
I mean, we got the same record, dude. We're just a couple of cellar dwellers. But what I was getting at is the skill level of the MLB. Because I got to be honest, I've been to an MLB game in 15 years. The fucking skill level of these cats after watching so much college baseball blows my mind. So, dude, shout out to the Cubbies, dude. It was just incredible. And shout out Ryan Terrier. He hooked me up with a ticket. So that was really cool, man.
Yeah. So would you go out in Wrigleyville after anything?
Yeah. I went to Murphy's, made the loop. Then I went to Country Club, and then I just went and danced to some random. Bro, it seems like country music is big here. Why is everybody listening?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. It's not.
I'm kind of like you. I've never really been there.
It's not for me, But I mean, people are going to like the beauty of music is people can like whatever they want.
No doubt.
And I mean, I'm not here to judge. I'm sure people pass judgment on me too.
I'm in a deep Chapel Roan hole right now. I'm obsessed.
I'm going to check that out.
She's this young pop artist. Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess.
All right.
Oh, it's so fucking good, dude. But no, it was cool. And I probably drank about 17,000 old styles.
Okay.
I was hurting when I woke up this morning.
Well, you made it here at 7:30, bright and early. I had a long one, so a few things I want to get into Barstool related. Shout out Jersey Jerry. The man's threshold for pain blows my freaking mind. I mean, so I came up here and I was part of the Jerry After Dark stream last night. I'll be honest, hand up. I passed out from about 1 to 6 a.m. I'm still struggling. I'm coughing. I got a cold. I went on a huge NOLA bender last week. It is what it is. It was Jazz Fest. I mean, what are you going to do? But I was up here. We had like a Mintzy Mile thing. I tried to like encourage him and stuff. But we got to discuss this.
26. You're actually a good runner, though.
Yeah, but I couldn't do it without music. He did it without music.
He did it. He raw dogged 26 miles.
26 freaking miles.
So this
hitting the vape, eating donuts. He had this wheel of punishments where he had to eat donuts 3 different times. He had to walk a mile backwards. He had to walk a mile without shoes on. The dude doesn't even exercise.
Bro,
it's the craziest shit I've ever seen.
It's so funny because when I got Ubered over here this morning, I'm getting dropped off and I saw Jerry outside. I had no idea this was going on. I remember the Cubs game, whatever. So I saw Jerry outside and I was like, God damn, he looks tired, man. And I was like, does he stay here all night, every night? And then I get on Twitter, coming to find out he just finished running 26 fucking miles.
26 miles without any, like, doesn't exercise.
Oh my God. That's not good. Is that okay?
He said okay. So he was saying his shins splints that were literally eating him alive. Like he said, his shins were dead. His quads were hurting him. Didn't stretch either, which that really blew my mind.
Bro, you cannot, I guess you the one that you cannot question Jerry's toughness.
Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
I mean, the mental toughness to just raw dog 26 miles, no stretching, no exercise, and to make it. And no music. Like you said, that's unbelievable, dude.
And like he got through 13.1, the half marathon, about 1 a.m. And I got to be honest, I was trying to stay up to help him because I knew how monotonous it was. And he hit the wall and I passed out from like 1 to 6. And he said he was just doing 2 miles at a time at that point, just trying to stay alive. But then he got down to the last 5 or 6 and he banged them out. And man, their streams, Jerry After Dark crushes, man. They were over. I mean, he had big numbers again. He always has big numbers. But I just don't see how he does the mental fortitude. How do you do that with like
unsustainable, dude? He's gonna kill himself.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that, but he definitely pushes it pretty damn far. And
shout out Jerry though. Dude.
Oh, dude, Jerry's my guy, man. We have a great relationship, but I just can't like. He's willing to take it a hell of a lot farther than I am.
I don't know though, bro. I mean, you run pretty damn well. I feel. Oh shit! Look at this motherfucker right here. What's up, Walker? You push it though. Like time wise, I feel like you're a pretty good runner, dude. You could do 26.
Half's my limit, I think. The half, I did 2 hours 21 minutes St. Jude this year.
Do you feel like this ends with you potentially getting half pressured into doing a marathon?
Man, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, T-Bob, at the finish line at St. Jude this year, like I'm used to doing 5 or 6 miles. At the finish line of St. Jude, it took me an hour to walk to my car, and I was chafing so bad with my inner thighs that when I took a shower, I was literally screaming like bloody murder in the shower.
Wait, so you done a half?
I've done a half. Yeah, I ran the half in December.
Awesome.
I raised like 8K for St. Jude.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, now I've done 2 halves in my life. I did NOLA rock and roll in like 2012 or 13, and then I did St. Jude in December, and I've already committed to St. Jude again. We have like a group doing it, and so I know I've got that looming at the end of the year, which is good because it keeps me in line. You know how it is. We're similar. T-Bob, an ex-athlete though, started center for LSU for what, 3 years?
Yeah, so I actually ended up. I was the ultimate like good enough to play, but not like super badass.
Yeah,
where I started center, I started right guard, and I started left guard. So I was never like good enough to just hold down my job completely.
Yeah.
But I was always good enough to break through and take one of the 5 starting jobs. So I got all that interior action going on.
Well, that 2011 team, I do want to touch on this. I mean, an all-time great LSU Tiger football team, especially on defense. I mean, like look at the guys who are on that team. You know, I know you're close to the Badger.
Bro, Tyrann Mathieu. You know what's funny? We're not actually, it's crazy. We're not actually that close, and it bums me out because I would take a bullet for that man. I have never shared a locker room with a person that is so inspiring, transcendent. His cat was just different, dude. And he was a sophomore. He was a sophomore. I'll never forget the first time when he's a freshman, right? He was really good in 10 as well. People don't realize that. We finished like the top 5 and shit. But that when he's a true freshman. But I'll never forget, we're in camp, right? And we're doing we're like watching film for practice, and we're in the red zone. And there's this insane interception in the corner of the end zone. This like tiny dude like lays out and somehow keeps his feet in. And I was like, who the fuck is that dude? Is that a walk on? And no, that was just
That's
like
the Honey Badger.
that was the first flash of Tyrann Mathieu. And then he goes on to force like 18 turnovers in however many games. And again, but it wasn't just the play. He had an aura about him that was overwhelming in how inspiring and badass it was, dude. Like it was so rare for the upperclassmen to look to younger guys in any case whatsoever. And like I looked to him for leadership.
Damn. Well, I've never seen anybody with ball hawk instincts like that. I mean, the dude he was just always around the football, ripping it out, causing, making plays. I remember it started with that Oregon game when he ran that punt back, or their block punt.
It was every game, dude. It was every game. Like, you're not supposed to be able to force turnovers consistently like that. Like, generally, great DBs just fucking sit there and you don't have any action because you're just great and nobody's throwing at you or anything. He just found a way to constantly get it done. Like, he's the reason why that team was so good. He's the main reason, 100%.
Well, that 11 team was one of the greatest regular seasons in the history of the sport. Y'all went 5-0 against top 10 teams or something.
Bro,
like that?
we beat.
y'all's schedule was
we
crazy.
beat like 9 ranked teams. I want to say.
So y'all went to West Virginia when Geno Smith was there.
Well, and they ended up winning, I think, the Orange Bowl. So we beat like the Orange Bowl champions, we beat the Sugar Bowl champions, we beat the Rose Bowl champions because Oregon ended up winning the Rose Bowl. And fuckily enough, we beat the national champs.
Yeah.
In Tuscaloosa.
Game of the century, 9-6.
Yeah, dude. And then like the 21-0 shit happens, and all there's like, this is weird because nobody outside of Louisiana probably knows about this. But then all these rumors started that like
I've heard a few of them.
Yeah, all these rumors started, right? That I had like done like a Rudy, right? About like, we're not fucking playing if you don't play Jarrett Lee, bro. Like, it led like a revolution, which like there is zero truth to any of it. And what's funny now is, with a little distance, I think we can appreciate the reason, like, why it was such an ass kicking. It was Nick Saban versus Les Miles. You know what I'm saying?
With a month to prepare.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
With a full month.
That's what I'm saying. There's no disrespect. Because Coach Miles is very good, but it ain't. I mean, bro, we're talking about 2 different universes there. You know what's crazy though? When 19
I didn't cross the 50 in the game though.
I used to get fucking asked about that daily, almost. Like,
well, there were a lot of rumors behind the scenes.
I know.
And I never inquired too much into it.
No, but like that's the crazy part is like, I felt like I was like, did something happen? Am I an idiot? Like, did I do? But no, nothing. But then what's wild is when they won in 19, it's all dried up.
Yeah.
They literally, the 19 team healed the wounds of a previous decade. And ever since then, nobody asked about it. It's all good. Doesn't matter.
Well,
shout out Joe Breezy.
Yeah. I mean, LSU's won 3 titles in 22 years because of it. And y'all made the championship at 11.
That's right. Don't forget it now that Ole Miss is feeling all.
We are feeling
fat and cocky. 12-team playoff.
Hey, man.
Let's go.
Nobody's ever been more all in. October 12th, Ole Miss and LSU. They actually came out. DraftKings had the early lines for LSU and Ole Miss. I thought Ole Miss would be like pick 'em at LSU. It was LSU by 2.5.
I was a little surprised by that. But what's funny about that, like all those games that DraftKings put out line wise, is that basically it was just like home field advantage matters.
Yeah.
Because LSU was 3-point dogs to A&M.
Yeah.
Which kind
of. A&M has a pretty strong power ranking because they're recruiting, though. Like last year, Ole Miss was only favored by 3 at home over A&M. In that November game just because they're recruiting.
I was going to say A&M is, I feel like they're a little, they could be a little sneaky this year where.
Getting Jimbo weird juju out of there. I actually I like Elko.
That's what I'm saying. They need A&M, bro. A&M needed, and this sounds crazy for like College Station, but they needed to get more blue collar. Like they needed fucking toughness. And you know their strength coaches.
Oh, Moffitt.
Tommy Moffitt. Now he is the X factor behind the 20 years of LSU success and all the natties. Like Tommy Moffitt is the common denominator. Brian Kelly chose to let him go. Kind of fucked up. He did it in the rain. It really hurt a lot of ex-players' souls having to watch Moffitt pack up his stuff in the rain and go away. And then
that's a tough scene.
And yeah, and now he's at A&M, dude. And I can tell you one thing, they ain't gonna be bitches anymore. Now that Moffitt's in charge, dude.
I'm curious. They hired Colin Klein, the old Kansas State quarterback. So they're going to be kind of physical on offense. You know, I think as long as the offense is good, though, their defense will be good.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the bad part about, or that's the scary part for teams that you know want A&M to be bad, is that like they have a lot of untapped potential. And even with all the transfers and all the other bullshit and losing Evan Stewart and everything, they still have more talent than 95% of the country. And so Elko and Elko was already doing really good things at Duke.
Oh, he's done really well.
And it's like a Kalen DeBoer thing. Well, okay, now he has way more than he has ever had before to bring to bear.
No, I think A&M is sitting in a good spot. Just getting the Jimbo thing never really worked. I think just getting
that should go down as one of the biggest like catastrophe disaster signings in history. Even though it looked like it was going to work in 20 when they were 9-1, everything was
well, the COVID year really happened though. You know, I mean, I know that that's I don't know. Did it really happen?
Well, it's like, people want to talk about the 2020 Alabama team, which was undeniably incredible, right? But you have to have an asterisk by it simply because it was such a chaotic and unproven environment, and Nick Saban just handled it so much better than so many others did. And when you combine that with the players he had, I mean, that's fucking rap, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that team dominated. That team literally destroyed Ohio State.
What do you think about DeBoer?
Look, my only concern is just his lack of South ties. I thought he did. I mean, getting Washington to a national championship is phenomenal. I mean, that team, yeah, and they were good at the line of scrimmage too. Ole Miss got 2 of those starting guards off that team on our. Yeah, we just peel their 2 starting guards to go with the North Carolina right tackle, and then the Southern.
I was going to say that's the only thing that worries me about Ole Miss is the O-line. So I didn't know.
Not anymore. I didn't know. New start.
Okay,
we got the best guy money can buy, baby. And then we got Walter Nolan, the A&M defensive tackle.
No, I know that. You got Nolan, you got Daniele and everything.
Oh, it's
Princely.
That's been the thing Ole Miss hadn't had is the trenches. Like Lane schemed it up.
Yeah.
But now we got the dudes. So I think we're going to do it. I want to ask a little bit about the Brian Kelly stuff. Look, I know first couple of years at LSU, you had Mike Denbrock and you had Matt House. I like that it's like the Joe Sloan and Cortez, Hank the combo with, and then Blake Baker coming back from Missouri. I think with Kelly not being a Louisiana guy, and he doesn't seem like he loves recruiting either, from what I've seen, I think it's key to have Louisiana guys on the staff.
So I would say this, dude, on the Kelly recruiting front, and I agree with you, right? Like Frank Wilson's the OG.
Oh, no doubt. And bringing Corey Raymond back too.
Yeah. And Baker played at Tulane, wife played soccer at LSU, North Shore. So yes, there are Louisiana ties throughout the staff. But if they finish off this 25 recruiting class, you can't say that he's bad at recruiting. Right now, they have the number 1 quarterback, number 1 receiver, and number 1 running back committed to them.
And the number 1 O-lineman.
And and then number 1 O-lineman is trending towards them, right? So I think they're number 2 or something. So I think it's tough, man. I think that Brian Kelly has done an objectively great job in that he took over a team that was sub 500 for the previous 2 years, a roster that had 39 players, and he's gone 10 wins.
And they got to Atlanta the first year.
Got to Atlanta the first year, right? So there's been a lot of good. The problem is everybody from the beginning entered this relationship with the expectation of Natty. It's why Brian Kelly left Notre Dame, right? And so year 3 is when he's been kind of saying okay, that's when I think it's really going to pop off. But year 3 now, while I like a lot of elements of the team, you lose a Heisman Trophy winner, you got a major Achilles heel at D-line. I know there's a clip going kind of viral right now about him saying we're not going to buy players. DBs have not been good. I think they're going to be better with the return of Corey Raymond, but they're not going to. I don't think they're going to be dominant. But they don't. I mean, they probably like middle of the pack. So and look, they got the best O line in the country. I'll say
no
that
doubt
for sure.
No doubt.
But the point is, like, I think it's going to be like another 9-3 year, which is good. But I think LSU fans are feeling a little restless. But I want to say this: I am a firm believer in Kelly long term, actually finding a way to get a natty in this 10-year deal.
Joined by T-Bob Hebert on Wake Up Mintzy, sponsored by Dude Wipes, host of Off the Bench in Baton Rouge, and good friends with a bunch of people at Barstool. So, look, I talk to Joe Sloan all the time, who's got promoted to co-OC, and he's a North Louisiana guy, and so I've known him a long time.
Well, it's crazy because he
felt pretty damn good about this offense out of spring.
Well, the offense should be rolling. The offense should be awesome.
Said the receivers
are fucking
he said, Kyron Lacey flashed a lot as number 3 last year, and Chris Hilton from Zachary, he's got track speed. They felt good about him breaking out. As you said, the O-line looks good. Nussmeier, while he's not as mobile as Jaden Daniels, he's shown he can spin it.
Yeah. I mean, in the bowl game, look at what he did against
Georgia that second half, too.
And
then the championship.
So I think, and Sloan's fascinating because it is rare that you almost push out an OC who just engineered a Heisman winning campaign. And yet that's essentially what they did to give Joe Sloan and Cortez Hankton, and especially Sloan, a little bump, like a little opportunity. And so there's a lot of pressure, I think, on Joe Sloan this year.
Yeah, I feel good. He felt good about it, though, coming out of spring. I think the offense will be fine. It's just like how much, the defense will improve because it was like 110th last year.
Can't be as bad as
But I mean, how much can it improve? Like top 50 or 60?
I mean, that would be the goal, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I love Blake Baker, and I think he's going to resurrect Harold Perkins.
I keep hearing Perkins is staying inside.
Yeah.
Why?
So I would say this. Yes, I agree. Surface level.
He is smaller though. He's not like 240.
No, and it's like surface level. Like, why would you do that? I'm having completely blind trust in Blake Baker because again, we're getting real deep in the LSU weeds here. So
but people love the college football. I don't think it's a problem.
But like Damone Clark in 2020 was under Bo Pelini was one of the worst linebackers I've ever seen in my life. Blake Baker showed up the next year. Damone Clark became an All-American. He had like 120 tackles. He had like 15 TFLs, 6 sacks. Like it was insane. And it was just Blake Baker showing up and teaching how to play. So I'm thinking, and it's interesting hearing him talk because you don't hear DCs talk about this as much, but he talks about manufacturing matchups. Right. You hear OCs talk about that all the time. We want to manipulate the defense into where our best guy's on their weakest. Right. And he was just talking about conceptually doing the same thing with a guy like Harold Perkins.
Okay. Well, look, I Baker, and he's a linebacker's coach background, so he gets the benefit of the doubt.
Another guy who has a lot of pressure on him, $2.5 million. How about Bo Davis? The D-line coach is getting paid $1.5 million, dude. LSU spent like $10 million reworking the defensive staff.
I like that they brought Corey Raymond back, though.
Fuck yeah.
The defensive backs coach who recruited all, going back to Patrick Peterson.
It's the godfather of DBU, dude.
Yeah, I know. And he had to be, this last few years,
he got out of Florida and it was a sinking ship down there. I feel bad for the Gators, man. They got a hard-ass schedule, and
they don't have much money, which is interesting.
Do they not? I thought the Gator Collective was kind of one of the first ones that was popping off.
I don't think they're doing this well. At least that's what you never know what you hear because this NIL world, I'm kind of in it because I do the stuff with the Grove Collective at Ole Miss, but you always kind of hear rumors.
You can't.
You really know. Yeah.
How much we have it on pretty good authority that Ohio State spent about $13 million.
I heard it's 13 or 14. Yeah.
Is Ole Miss at 11?
I don't know the exact total, but I don't want to share too much on here, but I've heard numbers on players and stuff, and they're not small.
Okay, am I in the ballpark with kind of a total of 11? Is it over 10?
I think that's right around.
Because I've heard LSU's at about they could muster up about 7 or 8. I think is where they kind of topped out, where the pockets were like, nah.
Yeah, well, I think I've never seen a school though more all in for one season in the history of the sport than what Ole Miss is.
Well, but it makes sense because
the future. No one knows what 3 to 5 years is going to look like. No one knows if Lane Kiffin's there long term.
Yeah,
the playoff just went to 12 teams. They're just like, screw it. This is our moment. We're all in.
Well, and back-to-back years, you've done things that have never been done before. Or at least maybe this last
Well, yeah.
10 games in the regular season and never been done at Ole Miss.
Well, they did. So 2 years ago, Corral's team did it, but then lost the bowl game when he got hurt.
But not in the regular season.
No, they went
right?
10-2 and then lost the bowl
they
game.
did.
But then they
Okay.
won. Then this year, then they had a 8-4 year where they kind of fell apart down the stretch with all the Lane rumors.
That's what it was. They went. They did it. They did the 10 regular season wins the first time, and then they did 11 wins
with
for
the bowl
first
game.
time. Okay,
Yeah, with the bowl game, and they beat the shit out of Penn State in that second half.
Oh God,
I was in there. I can't believe we're plus 5.5.
That
was all over us.
Yeah, no. I actually that was. I mean, nobody gives a fuck about like I won that bet, but yes, I made some money on Ole Miss that day. That was great.
Yeah. No, but I'm excited for the year. They've got a week non-conference schedule. What do you think about this Oklahoma and Texas coming to the SEC?
I think
I just want to go to Austin more.
So I am not. I know I've actually never been to Austin. I would love to go check it out sometime. I think that Texas. I'm a little bit of a okay. I was a huge Sark doubter before this. There's a lot of sample size. He had never won 10 games. He had been at schools where other guys had immediately come in and win 10 like right after.
Yeah, USC and Washington have
That's what I'm saying. Like look at Chris Peterson came in and made a playoff immediately after like Sark left Washington, and who came in at USC and they immediately won 10 games. Maybe or like Lincoln Riley came in to me. So whatever. But so I was a hater, but he got a lot of that off his back this last year. Winning the Big 12, 12-1, making the playoff. I don't think there's any shame in losing to that Washington team.
No.
Even though I do think Texas had a bit of a talent advantage. That secondary was shit, though. But whatever. This is all to say, I agree with the kind of hive mind that Texas is second in the SEC kind of entering the year. But I still want to see Sark do it 2 years in a row. And by it, I just mean like win 10 games, be really good 2 years in a row, and then I'll give myself over to him. Because on paper, it looks like they should probably be the second best team in the SEC. And maybe even like be like, what do you think is more realistic? Oregon joins the Big Ten. And they're also now suddenly second best odds to win. Is it more realistic for Oregon to beat Ohio State or Texas to beat Georgia?
Thing is just the Big Ten thing. It's just there's not the depth like there is in the SEC.
No, and that's why I think Oregon immediately rockets to the top. But can they beat an Ohio State?
They won there a few years ago.
Oregon did?
Yeah, they played a home and home with them, and Oregon won at Ohio State, and Ohio State won at Oregon.
Oh shit!
It was recent. It was fairly recent. So I mean, I think they could.
And Oregon's going to be at home this year. They got them in Autzen. Is it Autzen Stadium?
Yep, Autzen Stadium. The Texas thing is they finally fixed the O-line because they only had one NFL draft pick for like 15 years going back to 2009. But then Sark's first recruiting class brought in a bunch of elite O-linemen, and those guys were sophomores last year, and they're finally tough in the trenches.
Well, bro, also it wasn't just a line. They had one offensive first-round pick in the last 15 years before Bijan Robinson got drafted, right? And so now they've just got weapons on top of weapons. I can't remember exactly who they replaced A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy with, but
I'm sure they got dudes.
No, they do. I know that's like, yeah, they reloaded. I think Ewers is really fucking good. I think the concerns for Texas are still the secondary and replacing Tavondre Sweat and Byron Murphy in that front seven, because that also was a lot of the driving force behind their success last year.
Yeah, no doubt. Their run defense their 3-4 front. Their pass D was bad, as you said, but the run defense was elite. I don't know. I'm excited for the chase. My one theory about SEC football that I have a strong opinion on, because I'm not normally like a hot, I'll give a take if I have like an opinion, but I don't force them. I think Oklahoma's in for a really rude awakening this year. And I was looking at the lines, and Vegas is still giving them a ton of respect. They lost their whole offensive line.
I know.
They got Jackson Arnold's going to be good, but he's really, really young. He played in the bowl game against Arizona. And I just don't think they're tough enough in the trenches switching to SEC. And I think that somebody's got to lose. And I think it's going to be them. And a lot of those early season lines, like they were only +5 at LSU late in the year. They're like +7 at Oxford. I think those lines will be way higher when they actually play.
So I think Oklahoma's fascinating too, because like when Lincoln Riley left, Oklahoma fans were like, yeah, fuck that dude. He was starting to poison the culture anyway. And I thought that was ridiculous. Now, maybe there's a little more to that than we originally thought. But like Oklahoma, I just don't know about Brent Venables, dude. You know?
They
Outside
lost
looking,
Levy too.
yeah, and outside looking in, I never really loved like Venables, like never really loved his vibe, but he's doing a great job recruiting. Okay, so like I got to give him credit there. But even after a horrible year one, he comes back last year and he fucking does it. He beats Texas. Like the world is their oyster. All they got to do is finish out this Big 12 schedule.
They
And
lose to Oklahoma State.
they lose, and then
And
who
they lost
is
Kansas.
Like BYU. Okay,
Kansas.
Kansas. Again, I love Kansas. Shout out
I
Kansas.
know. Shout out, dude.
But Lance Leipold to
He's
beat
at best. Yeah.
but that's just and then all the players leave. It just feels like a lot of red flags there in the SC. And I think their schedule is significantly harder than Texas next year. So yeah, Oklahoma could be in trouble. Maybe Brent Venables proves me wrong, but there's just like we have no head coaching resume to fall back on besides what we've seen in the first 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just my read. Is they're the one they're going to struggle moving over because Texas, this NIL world favors them so much.
Yeah, I mean already, obviously that's how they fucking have rocketed up. But Oklahoma does well there too, though. Oklahoma's got. I mean, they got some deep pockets.
Okay,
and they've recruited very well. I don't know what it is. I've never been to Norman, but I don't know.
It's like 15 minutes from Oklahoma City. I mean, it's like right there. It's like literally. It's like 15 or 20 minutes away.
Whatever they pitch to these cats from Texas works. And that's the thing. I've like Oklahoma. I've seen some people be like, "Oh, they're going to be the next Nebraska." I don't, in terms of like falling off, I don't see that because they can recruit Texas. And if you go look at like recruiting rankings, A&M, Texas, and Oklahoma finish basically top 10 every year. And they're all just taking players out of Texas. So there's enough players to go around that they'll never have the full fall off like Nebraska did.
Okay. Well, I just think they're the one that are going to struggle transitioning.
No, I agree. Probably like 8-4.
Yeah, they're over under 7. Yeah, they're over under 7.5. So it's not too high. They got to go to Ole Miss, to LSU. I hadn't seen I know they play Texas and Dallas, obviously. I need to go through their schedule, but I'm looking at fading Oklahoma pretty heavy this year.
Were you at that Ole Miss LSU game last year?
Of course I was there. I mean, I've been to 20. Look, I've been going back to the year 2000. I've been to 22 out of 25 Ole Miss LSU.
Damn.
Dude, I don't mean it's the. Yeah, Walker always gets mad at me, but like, dude, whatever, man. I care more about the LSU game than I do the Egg Bowl. I'm from Louisiana. It is what it is.
There we go.
It is what it is.
The old Egg Bowl head pat.
Hey, look, I'm from Louisiana, you know, and then T-Bob and me go way back. Like, I actually met T-Bob at a Mardi Gras party in New Orleans in 2013. We had a we had one of those big nights when you meet someone where you throw down very hard and you realize you're just going to be friends with these people.
Well, it's funny too because like we were hanging out, having fun, whatever, and I can't remember what happened, but we were all supposed to go out, and for some reason, my wife had to go home, and so I went back with her, and you know, I had taken some fun things. And I just remember watching Frozen, massaging my wife's back with my pupils, like about like $50. Just I didn't even have kids at the time. And I was just sitting there like, wow, this movie is so good, dude. But no, I remember talking to you and you were like, yeah, you know, you were playing poker professionally at the time. And I was just like, bruh, this motherfucker needs to be our gambling guy on the radio. That voice is gold. And then, yeah, it just spun out from there.
Yeah, it was cool. And look, I'm going to compliment T-Bob a lot in this. The journey I've been on he's been a huge part of it. When I got into sports radio in 2015, 16, I was doing Shreveport, Bossier City. Yep. And I remember I kept hitting T-Bob up, like, let me be the gambling picks guy on OTB, which you still host, 7 to 10 a.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge with Jacob Hester every morning.
Happy birthday, Jacob Hester, by the way. Yeah. LSU legend. Happy birthday.
3-1 great, too.
39 years young. Fuck yeah, dude.
5 kids, right?
5 kids. Just say 5. So he had 4 boys and he just had a little girl, dude.
Damn.
Shout out baby Harlow. She's beautiful.
Yeah, awesome. Well, but anyway, I convinced. So what was funny, I was like, let me be the gambling picks guy on OTB. And y'all follow me at Barstool. I mean, I feel like I know a little bit about gambling, but it's certainly not the best. I caught fire that first month. I went like 14-1 in my first 15 picks. Yeah. And it got so popular that I was established from 2017 through, I believe, 2020 I was the gambling picks guy for like 4 or 5 years on
Well,
OTP.
and the thing about gambling segments to me is it's not really about being right. It's about being funny and entertaining,
Yeah.
right? Like
I mean, how do you
if
think Barstool does
that's
it?
what
You
I'm saying.
know?
Like if you want to be right, you go fucking pay like a Stu Feiner for picks, right? Like you go pay.
He's entertaining too.
No. Bro, he's a fucking legend of the entertainment game.
So cold.
I was gonna say I do not want to be misconstrued here. Like I am inspired by Stu Feiner and the energy and the entertainment factor. But what I'm saying is like like there are true pros out there that you pay for their picks, right? Like that actually really know and consistently make money in a system that you should not be able to. But yeah, when you're just like doing a radio segment, it's just about like we used to make, used to do like the Pat Mahomes impressions and everything. It's just about having a good fucking time.
Yeah, no, that's what people just want, and that's what Barstool's
Giving out
done better
picks.
than anyone is just
Yeah.
relating people and making it fun. But I caught fire with that, and honestly, that's what led me to getting to ESPN Baton Rouge, where I was down there
Yeah.
in 2020 working with Jimmy Ott, the Ottfather. Shout out.
Gambling legend.
Just to shout out to the Ottfather. And then in T-Bob, when my video went viral of me ripping the hottie toddy after Ole Miss beat Kentucky when I was in the Garden District of Baton Rouge, Barstool found it off you retweeting that.
I have no idea why Dave follows me, but for some reason.
He still does?
Yeah, for some reason he's followed me on Twitter, and I guess I don't know if that's what happened or if somebody else at Barstool.
I know. Yeah, well, I know you've known Big Cat a while. Big Cat's been on OTB for years.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember how. Maybe I just hit him up. I think I just hit up Big Cat on Twitter one day, and he was just like super kind, and him and PFT.
Well, they in the 19, they were really involved with that the team. They were.
I know, but it was even like I feel like it was even before then. I'm not entirely sure, but it's been that was so funny though, dude. I just remember seeing that video and be like, oh fuck yeah, Mintzy, that's awesome. It was beating Kentucky, right?
Yeah, it was Kiffin's first SEC win. And then their kicker missed extra point. We won in overtime.
And then I remember you calling me and like showing me the DMs from Dave. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, dude, I was just like driving, going back memory lane here a little bit. Like I just did that video, fired after Ole Miss, whatever, for social media. It was good, and I was pumped because it was fun. But the next morning, I'm driving to Natchez, Mississippi, and I did a Sunday morning NFL show with Jimmy Ott and old LSU and Patriots quarterback Rohan Davey, and my phone goes off like a nuclear cannon. And I look down, and it's SEC football hits different from Dave Portnoy. It's my dumbass jumping up and down, yelling the hottie toddy at Lane Kiffin on TV. And then I park, and then it's like Dave Portnoy follows me, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's wild. And then it's just he DMs me, and he goes, is that you in that video? And I said, damn right, that's me. And he's like, we're ready for you to come work for us at Barstool. And that's how I got hired.
Dave has a good eye for, I think, talent and kind of hidden gems, if you will. Because not that many people would have been that decisive when seeing like a single clip like that. Right?
Yeah.
And what's funny is
they did do some background. Big Cat called some people that you and I both know. I mean, I think he reached out to you, Derek Panamsky.
Yeah, he did, actually.
Yeah, he reached out to y'all too, and then Michael Bonnet, the LSU SID. And it was funny because I'd gotten to know Derek very well the last couple of years, but I didn't know him that well at the time.
Panamsky's the one that got me on radio originally too, dude.
Yeah.
At 104.5. Shout out Derek.
Dude, shout out Derek, dude.
Love Derek.
Oh, love Derek.
Actually, he's the one that got me my agent that I have currently too. Shout out Excel, my guy Will. So yeah, Panamsky's
Derek gives me advice too.
He's always been one of the good guys out there. But yeah, that's crazy, man. And then I just remember like, oh wow, man, that's wild. And I remember being a little jealous, but I was also I was just super happy for you, dude. I was just super happy overall. It's like the same thing when Megan got the call as well.
Yeah. Man, Megan's killed it up here too.
And that's what's funny, dude, because we made Megan. So then you went, and then I was like, okay, well.
And you found Megan. No, because I got to know Megan, so you found her.
And then like I was surfing Twitter one day, and there was this girl, and she was like attractive, and she had like maybe like 12,000 followers at the time. And I was like, oh, she's got like some juice here. I was like, she's from Louisiana. She's got pics. Like, what's going on here? And I DM'd her, and then and called her, and I was like, what's your story? She told me the whole thing, it's being a mom and getting a gambling, being at home. And like, I was like, that's fucking awesome, dude. Start coming on. And then sure enough, then they're now she's here in Chicago as well, killing it, dude. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, Megan absolutely kills it. And she's done an awesome job. I think it's really fun getting to see her every day in the office. It seems like the moves going very well for her. They do quick picks in this exact same studio.
Hell yeah.
But Megan's found a great role here, and love getting to see her every day.
And I love Mr. Making Money as well.
Character.
I know that there's a lot of there's a lot of takes that have gone on these airwaves. That is a sweet, beautiful souled man. And I have nothing but love for Rubiano.
What's so itinerary for Chicago? What's you?
So shout out Stadium. It's a TV channel up here, and
Okay.
and during the fall I do a show called Rivals with AJ McCarron, and so Stadium flew me up here for weeks to do some in studio shows, and it's been awesome, dude.
Cool.
It's been so much fun, and yeah, so like I'll hang out here for a little bit, and then I'll be on there I got the clubhouse at 2:30 and then the rally at 5. And I'm just doing that every day. So I've been doing, I took off OTB today, but I get to stadium at 6 a.m. Been doing off the bench 7 to 10. And then Snaps, which is a college football show that me and Aaron Murray do.
Yeah.
I'm a little slut for these SEC quarterbacks.
Yeah, I like that. I've gotten to know Aaron.
Oh, bro, I love
that.
Snaps.
We kicked it at Ole Miss Georgia.
By the way, everybody subscribe to Snaps, youtube.com/, what are we now? CFP Snaps, but whatever. And then so I do Snaps at noon. Then I've been doing Clubhouse at 2:30, rally at 5. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
It's a lot of talking.
It's a lot of fucking talking.
As Barstool, we just do it so different. And I used to have a 3-hour radio show 5 days a week.
Yeah.
We're 45 minutes, 3 days a week here. It's just totally different.
It's just, I mean, hey, radio is one of those things where it's almost like comfort food, right? It's like nobody listens to all 3 hours, and you know that, right?
No, people are just going in and out.
Yeah, it's like, like 8 minutes or maybe like 10 minutes or something. But it's just, like if you've ever loved a morning show, you know what I'm talking about. It becomes like just like a part of your
routine. Yeah. Routine. Drink some coffee.
It just, you turn your brain off. You don't
think away to work. Yeah.
Yeah. You just sit there and enjoy it, dude. And and I really like OTB for that reason. I love.
You've been doing it since 2016?
Yeah, bro. I think so.
8 years.
8 years. I've been doing daily sports talk radio, at least 3 hours a day since the fall of 2013.
Because you were doing WWL and all that back then. You were the night show.
So at first I was doing a morning show on like a side station.
Okay.
And then I got the night show on the big stick, and that was 8 to midnight. And that was great without kids, but that was a brutal. I mean, shout out Jerry. I like to get my work done with in the day and then be like, kind of free to do it, to chill. But so that was different because I'd like get back at midnight, be all hyped up. Because I used to bang like I would get this place Sacred Grind. It's this coffee shop. It's part coffee shop, part smoke shop.
Oh wow.
And they had this iced coffee that was just fantastic. And I would get that with a double shot of espresso.
Oh wow.
And then I would take my wife's Vyvanse. And I don't know why I did that. Now that gives me a panic attack even thinking about all that speed. Like it would be like turn on the mic and just for 4 hours, and I get done at midnight and be like, I'm so awake still. And I like go and play Overwatch till like 3 a.m.
No, man.
But I didn't have kids at the time.
Yeah, and you were in NOLA too.
And I was in NOLA. It was great. But whatever. So that's my radio story. It's just crazy to think like, because you don't feel old, but I got an opportunity that I didn't deserve when I was so young that I've now been doing daily radio for 10 years.
Yeah, but you're not old though. I mean,
bro, I just won
32, 33?
35. But
wow, damn.
I just won Louisiana Young Broadcaster of the Year at the LABs because age 35 is the cutoff. So I hit a little fucking buzzer beater. Got him, dude. Count it.
There you go.
I'm going to say I don't feel very young with 3 little kids running around, shitting and puking everywhere, body hurting, waking up. I don't feel young, but I got the award to tell me that I am.
I don't even see how you can get out of the house.
It's
the third one's tough, man.
Well, that's what's crazy is like I feel so awful for my wife, and shout out Caitlin, because if we're being like completely honest, I don't know that we've ever felt like more like kind of overwhelmed than we do right now. It's like, keeping our head above water with all these kids, 6'4" and a 1.5-year-old, and then I just leave for Chicago for an entire week.
Oh,
I know. at a time when we were both like exhausted. And that's why I don't give a fuck about being at stadium for 12 hours every day, because it's easier. It's like significantly easier than taking care of three tiny human beings. I do not know how she's doing it this week. I need to get her like a full like she needs
Mother's
to
Day
go
this
away for
weekend.
weeks. So I
Mother's
know,
Day
dude.
this weekend.
I know. Fuck, you're right. I
Yeah.
gotta. Okay.
There you go.
Good call, dude.
Yeah.
Good call.
Better come up with something. So
But
you're
yeah.
you're gonna be around the office the next few hours. You
Yeah,
said?
I'm gonna be around the office.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave here about 1 and then head back over to the stadium offices and get ready to do those.
I know you know
negotiations.
Brandon goes on Walker goes on OTB.
And Brandon just always talks shit. He just already,
No,
yeah, I know,
no.
right? I know, dude. I know. But I was talking shit to him, and I was talking shit to him after him and Titus were going after Mulkey for that LSU South Carolina shove, whatever that was. But yeah, I think I'm supposed to go on mostly sports, and then I don't know.
Okay. Well, man, it's awesome having you in the office. Obviously we go way back, and it's just really fun having you on Wake Up Mintzy, as I've gone on OTB
Yeah,
forever.
it's fucking sick, dude. This is great.
It's like the circle.
Well, remember, I used to go every Friday.
You did, yeah. You
on,
came on mixing up a mint.
on mixing it up.
Yeah,
every
Shreveport
Friday
Bossier,
afternoon,
dude. Yeah, those are the days, man. And we had a good 4-year run up there. Yeah, it's been a hell of a journey looking back on it all.
Shout out Stella Blue and Dude Wipe.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, go check out. Go now that you got done with the coffee and we're getting out of here. We'll get a Dude Wipe view from T-Bob.
Yeah,
You can find them at Target, Walmart, all over the internet. And shout out Tyler Moody, as always, producing this thing from Louisiana. Moody, how are you doing today? Anything to add here before we get out of here?
No, good
Moody?
boys. Hey, always good to hear from you, T-Bob. You're crushing it, as always. I'm a little jealous of your Cubs experience yesterday. Sounds like you had an amazing time,
Oh, it
and
was
wish I
crazy,
could have been there for that.
Moody, where are you from? Are you in the
I'm a
318?
Shreveport, yeah. I'm a Shreveport guy.
Very old
shout
co-host
out,
from
dude.
Magic
Mixing
City,
It Up,
baby.
guys.
Hell yeah, man. Magic City. Hey,
Congrats.
bruh, how about 50 Cent? Bringing back Magic City.
Hey,
You
listen,
saw that?
he's taking over Shreveport right now. He's apparently rumored to be investing in a bunch of buildings downtown as well.
Well, there's
So,
plenty of them
I did
available.
not realize that. I know he built the movie studio, so he's legitimately buying Shreveport. Fitty is.
But
He
there's
is
plenty of it for
taking
sale.
over Shreveport. G Unit has secured Shreveport. Yes. Yeah.
Let's fucking
Yeah.
go, dude.
Hey, listen, there's a chance we may have 50 Cent on Wake Up Mintzy. We're gonna try.
Oh!
We're gonna try and work on that. So
Oh,
yeah.
that'd be sick.
yeah, it'd be
That'd
pretty
be
cool.
incredible.
He's really taking over. It's gonna be interesting to follow.
Hell yeah, dude. Shreveport just needs a little love, man.
It does.
It just
It
needs
needs
a
a
little
lot.
love.
It probably needs a lot of love.
Louisiana needs a lot of love.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fucking state. I've always wondered what it feels like to live, and I love Louisiana deeply,
As do I.
deeply. But I've just always wondered what it's like to live in a place that isn't like,
Dysfunctional.
ranked 50th and everything.
Yeah.
If you love something, you have to criticize it, though, guys. That's how this
That's
works.
how it gets better.
Yeah.
Well, I always say this though: love it or hate it. There's nowhere in the country it goes down like South Louisiana.
That's true.
I mean, stuff I saw Jazz Fest, Mardi Gras, and then the LSU game days, and Mardi Gras, Lafayette, and there's people in South Louisiana do it on a different level.
All port cities, this is why I love New Orleans, because and all port cities have this, and Chicago has this as well a bit, but especially in New Orleans, because it's so like it's so central to so many different countries and cultures. It's just over time, it's just there's this incredible concoction that's been created over a few hundred years, because you just have all these different countries and cultures just like smashing up against one another, and everybody's just it's just created something that is wholly unique, an amalgamation of just all kinds of influences.
Yeah, no doubt. And then that's what New Orleans is. That's what makes it so much fun, and the food and the music and everything about it. I'm on about a 6-month break from Louisiana. I guess I'll make it back. Dude, I did it. Dude, the New Orleans spring run, I always say it. It starts with Mardi Gras, but it's like Mardi Gras, Hogs, Jazz Fest, and I was down there for a wedding. They saw plenty of me. I'll be back for Ole Miss LSU October 12th, though, I'm sure. Well, I might have a stream with Megan here. I got to see what happens there.
Oh, let's go.
But I know that one's going to be super starred, too, after the way that game ended last. I know Joe Sloan's definitely been chirping at me about that game a little bit already.
Bro, that ball hit Chris Hilton.
Oh, it hit him, yeah.
It hit him somehow.
Trey Harris should have fallen down.
Dude, oh my God, I know.
I was terrified.
That ball hit Chris Hilton in the fucking hands. I was, man, I hate losing Ole Miss, dude. We lost one time in college.
It's
and
usually one out
I
of
hate
we win about Ole Miss wins about 1 out of 4.
it.
Yeah, I mean, like really. No, that's like if you go back, it's about what it's
You
been.
know what's crazy? So when I played at LSU, we were really good, right? And
Yeah, y'all nailed it on Ole Miss's.
I remember that senior year. That was awesome. But we went 2-3 against Arkansas.
Really, Arkansas always fights
Only
LSU.
team
Though.
we had a losing record against. 2-3
That was
against the Hogs.
Were you there? Was
Darren McFadden and Felix and
that
would have been 07 with
Wildcat.
Peyton Hillis and everybody. And then
Ron
but then
Mallett.
after
I was
that-
at the game in Little
yeah.
Rock. I was at the game in Little Rock when Arkansas made the Sugar Bowl.
Yep.
I remember that game.
Oh, I hated that game. That was 08.
Yeah.
I had a torn ACL at the time. I remember watching it on TV. I was fucking pissed.
Yeah,
dude.
I was at that game.
But yeah, I don't know. Screw you, Hogs. Even though I got a lot of love for the Arkansas homies. I like the blue collar SEC fan bases. Like even though I'm not including Walker in this, I actually love Mississippi State. I like.
Jay?
I like.
Oh yeah, you went up there
fans,
for
too.
baseball.
Yeah.
I want to.
No, I haven't been to a baseball game, but I got to get to the dude eventually.
I want to ask. Is Tennessee? I always see the beef with Tennessee.
No, that's just, bro. That's just like I don't even know how that came about.
But it's the whole thing.
That came about off of a random wrestling video, and then I basically like cut a wrestling promo making fun of them, and it just I don't know. I just randomly decided to keep it up, and now I just constantly fuck with Tennessee fans.
They're easy
memes.
targets.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Tennessee is really good at everything, but just has no championships. So they've got everything but a ring. I mean, it's a constant tease a C. I
feel like I go at it with Arkansas and Tennessee fans the most.
I could see that. Tennessee fans. I don't see as many Arkansas fans, but Tennessee fans, there are many, right? And they are passionate because if you're our age, you grew up with Tennessee being the team in the SEC, like them or Florida, and so. Yeah, there's just a bunch of people that have been so hungry to get back to the top, and now they're finally good at football again.
Yeah, and then they basketball and baseball are excellent too. They're good.
Yeah, I purposely did not make a video for this baseball series.
No,
I knew it was not going to. I did not think it was going to go well.
Yeah, well, LSU, y'all did win 2 out of 3 against A&M last week. Got a shot to get back in the NCAA tournament.
We gotta take 2 or 3 off.
Ole Miss and Bama.
Yeah, Bama this weekend in Tuscaloosa, which that's gonna be very hard. A&M's the only. How about this? Bama at home this year. They took a series off of Tennessee. They took a series off of Arkansas, and they took a series off of South Carolina.
Yeah.
A&M's the only one that's gone in there and won, so I don't feel great about that. Ole Miss, I feel like LSU will have a good chance of taking 2 or 3 at home.
I think probably so too. Unfortunately, we did win 2 out of 3 at Auburn last week, but we're pretty rough.
Auburn's awful, though.
This is not the best.
Does it hurt? I mean, obviously you got the Natty, so that feels incredible, and you kind of cucked Mississippi State getting the Natty right after.
Yeah.
But both programs completely fell off after the Natty. Does it hurt that State's kind of brought it back this year?
Yeah, a little bit. Well. State's doing well. Yeah,
State's good. State'll probably host. Ole Miss will host the regional.
Yeah. No, it does. The Natty. The thing is, though, Ole Miss, like, it's not like LSU. Like, looking like LSU fans, y'all won 7 baseball titles and 3 football titles.
Yeah,
since like 1990.
Yeah, spoiled.
And like Ole Miss has never won any. And so just getting to see one in my lifetime, I was like, I'm not going to bitch, but it has been rough since.
And it's funny because it's like, that's the great hope that all LSU fans are holding on to because famously Ole Miss was the last team to get in the tournament that year and just caught fucking fire.
Yeah.
Super
baseball's a crazy
sport. I'd say it's like super. And that when you were doing the big push to watch college baseball too?
Yeah.
Or is that was a little bit the year before too?
But it was unreal, the State and Ole Miss back to, and then LSU last year.
Yeah. Shout out, dude.
No, it's crazy. Well, T-Bob, I just want to say thanks for joining us here on Wake Up Mintzy. It's kind of surreal having you in the Barstool.
Oh, bro, it's surreal for me.
We've been friends for 11 years and obviously a huge part of going back to mixing up with Mitts and Shreveport Bossier and me getting to Baton Rouge and me getting here. You've been part of all of it. So
thanks,
I really appreciate it.
No, and obviously all those feelings are mutual. And thank you for having me here, dude. Like I said, this is really cool, dude. I've always wanted to come see all this in person, and it's cool to get eyes on it.
And T-Bob's going to be hopping over to Mostly Sports with Titus and Walker here in a second. I do believe. And tomorrow, one last thing before I get out of Wake Up Mintzy, going to be joined by Mook, trying to run down Nick Tarani as well, and Chris Bader. I'm hosting Barstool Comedy Night at the Laugh Factory next Thursday. Walker did it a couple months ago. I'm hosting a comedy night.
The Laugh Factory?
Yeah, I'm the host. So next Thursday.
So you got to have some material.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to tell some short stories. I'm working on it. But I'm having those guys on tomorrow, but buy tickets for that. And also, I signed up. I'm running in this 5K. It's around Soldier Field Saturday. It's the world's first music fest run. And there's DJs and strobe lights and glow lights all over it. And so I'm trying to figure out if I can wear a GoPro and run this 5K. Although a 5K seems, after what Jersey Jerry just did, that marathon, a 5K seems almost kind of weak. But,
yeah, you could knock out a 5K like it's nothing.
Yeah, but I'm doing that Saturday night, the Night Nation run. And then I'm trying to, my next trip, had a good time on the Yak yesterday. Big Cat said I was in the smallest doghouse of all time after last week, which made me feel good because I could definitely tell I pissed him off last week. And so I'm very glad that we're moving on from that.
So a tiny doghouse.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just a little dog.
But I'm trying to figure out, we're going to take Wake Up Mintzy on the road and try to do it from the left field parking lot of the SEC tournament in Hoover in a couple weeks.
Oh, that'd be cool, dude.
Yeah, my buddies, we have a big Louisiana tailgate out there every year.
Hopefully LSU and Ole Miss will be there.
Yeah, I know. I hope so,
dude.
But I need to run down the one Vandy Whistler that's still alive. But yeah.
I forgot about you confronting the Whistler. I mean, I don't that is why college sports are beautiful, because like the general public does not know about the Whistler. But if you give a fuck about SEC baseball, you absolutely know about the Whistler.
The funniest joke I heard about the Whistler stuff was like the only thing that can unify the SEC is their hatred for the Vandy Whistler.
True. He's kind of like, he's like A&M Yell leaders. He's just fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, crazy. But thanks to T-Bob for joining us. Thanks to Dude Wipes and Stella Blue for sponsoring us. Tyler Moody producing in Shreveport. T-Bob's going to be on Mostly Sports. We'll have Mook. We're going to have a good crew on Wake Up Mintzy tomorrow. Please do me a favor and like and subscribe to our Rumble. And appreciate all you guys supporting us here at the Stool. And we're going to let T-Bob walk all the way about 3 yards to the right.
Subscribe to Snaps CFB. And if you like Louisiana, OTB.
There you go. Yeah. Shout out 104.
Shout out Stadium for having me up here in Chicago.
All right. Y'all take it easy, boys. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks, Tyler Moody.
What's up, fellas? As y'all know, it's been a hell of a messy year. And the only thing messier than my online history are my big old fat sweaty don'ts. That's why this season, I only trust Dude Wipes to handle my Mississippi mud pies.
Oh, Mintzy, you're cooking now. Ooh, wait.
When you're hot, you're hot.